Hey guys, I'm gonna do another what I eat in a day video today. I'm just gonna do one day and show you what I'm having. So I'm just cooking breakfast. You can probably hear it beside me kind of crackling and stuff in the pan. I will show you what I'm having here shortly. It shouldn't be too much longer. Well, for you it'll be like 1 second, but for me it shouldn't be too much longer. And I already had my protein coffee this morning and I didn't show that, but I put in half a thing of chocolate protein, the Premier Protein, and that was 1 point. So okay, so I'm having the last of our ham slices that we found at the back of the fridge. To be honest, their best before date was December, but they were in a sealed package, so I tested them and they were delicious and fine, so I ate them anyway. This is our last one out of 4, so that's, yeah, 2 points. And I'm having 2 eggs for 0 points. My biggest pet peeve, I think, is when the yolk breaks. It is so frustrating. I didn't even do anything to the egg, and the yolk breaks. Ugh. So anyway, hopefully it's still a little soft. And then I have, those are 0 points. And then I have a bagel for 3 points, just plain one. And a light Laughing Cow cheese for 1 point. So this is 6 points. And, plus the protein coffee, which is 1 point. Okay, breakfast was really good, and the yolk in the one that I broke was still a little soft, so that made me happy. I was finished the coffee. I'm still thirsty, so I made a pot of tea, and I'll just drink probably 2 cups of that. And I'm pretty full up, so hopefully that'll last until lunch. It usually does. I don't usually have anything in between breakfast and lunch. So I just wanted a snack of something fresh, so I'm having some pineapple and strawberries for 0 points. Alright, so I'm starting my lunch. I've got a full can of tuna in here. It's just water packed tuna, so it's 0 points. Some roasted red pepper, some green pepper, some onion. I'm gonna, I've been thawing out these edamame beans, and I've got my pasta going in here, and it is just the chickpea, half a serving of the, well, 4 points worth of the chickpea spiral pasta, so I've got that going there. And I'm gonna get some dressing. I'm just watering down this Holy Guacamole avocado. Just gonna water it down a little bit, and that's gonna be my dressing. And here is my pasta salad all tossed. I put the edamame beans in at the end with the noodles just to warm them up, because there was still a little bit of ice on a couple of them, and yeah, the noodles are still warm, so this is like a warm pasta salad, but with everything else in it being raw or cold. And I'm gonna put some salt and pepper on it and go eat this. It is a total of 6 points, so 2 for the guacamole and 4 for the noodles. Everything else is 0 points. Okay, so I'm just having a coffee with 2 tablespoons of this blend cream. It's a point a tablespoon, so that's 2 points, and 0 points for the Mateo's vanilla coffee syrup. Hey guys, so it's not quite time for supper yet, but I'm making these biscuit in a cup muffins that are not muffins, biscuit in a mug thingies, whatever they are, I don't know. Anyway, we have this gluten-free flour. So the recipe that we found actually calls for almond flour, but we like this better, and it calls for 2 tablespoons, which is a point for this kind of flour. So I'm putting that in there. And then it calls for half a teaspoon of baking powder, which I have to get out of the cupboard. Okay, so half a teaspoon of baking powder. So that's going to go in there, and you just put this in a mug. So we've got this circle mug, round mug I should say. It also calls for, now this particular recipe called for a tablespoon of butter, and we did make it this morning with this flour and the butter, and it came out like a biscuit. I had no intention of eating this because this is 8 points with the butter in it. So we wanted to try something a little less point. So I'm going to try putting in a teaspoon, which is 1 point, of avocado oil. And it probably won't be quite the same, but hopefully it'll be okay. And then you put in an egg. So I've got my egg, and I'm gonna get this in, and then you put it in the microwave for 1 minute and 15 seconds, and then it turns into a biscuit after you mix it all up in the cup. So I'll show you what that looks like when it's all done, and hopefully it's gonna be great. So here is the biscuit. It just came out, and I'm gonna tip it upside down in this bowl, and hopefully it just pops out. No, wouldn't be that easy, would it? 1 sec. All right, so there it is. It's still really hard to touch. My cat is like meowing, meowing, meowing behind me. He's just a very vocal cat, aren't ya? You a vocal kitty? So, yeah, so this one is 2 points as opposed to the 8 points of the other one. So I'm excited to try that, and I'm gonna make another one for Rhonda. So here's what it looks like inside. It's very biscuity, and I don't think I'm gonna have mine for supper. I think I'm gonna have mine as a snack because we're gonna have a late supper, and I think I want jam on mine. Okay, so I put some of this blueberry jam on it that we got down in the States, and it's only 10 calories a tablespoon. That's 0 points, and I'm gonna give that a try. So it smells a little eggy, so let's see how it is. It's actually pretty good. I'm gonna take a piece in Rhonda. I'm talking with my mouth full. I quite like it, actually. For 2 points, not that bad. We're gonna have a late supper today, and I'm at my work desk right now, and I'm just having one of these banana blueberry oatmeal bakes. So there's an egg, a third of a cup of oats, ripe banana all mushed up, and then some frozen blueberries stirred in. And I top it with some sugar-free maple syrup. I should say this is 2 points. All right, so I'm just getting supper ready. We're still not going to eat it for a little while, but using these cod fillets that we had in the freezer, and I'm making this Italian rice bake. They're calling it Italian, but anyway, it's just kind of a bunch of mishmash of things. So I'm going to use basmati rice. And then it calls for a can of this cream of celery condensed soup. So this is the low-fat one. We had that in the cupboard for a little while. And so I'm mixing the condensed soup with 3/4 cup of water, a 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, some garlic powder. How much garlic powder? A 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And I'm going to mix all of that up, and then I will let you know what I'm doing next. Okay, so there's the soup sauce stuff, and this is the rice that I'm using. It calls for 1 cup of cooked or raw basmati rice, and you can have 3/4 cup of that for 5 points once it's cooked. So that'll be the serving I end up having, but it'll make quite a bit more than that. All right, so you preheat the oven to 375, and then you put the soup mixture with the rice in the baking dish, and then it calls for broccoli, but we didn't have any broccoli, but we had some edamame and some cauliflower, so I mixed that in while it's still frozen. And then you cover this dish with aluminum foil and put it in the oven for 30 minutes before the fish goes in. All right, so I put the cod on the plate on a paper towel because they were frozen, so they were a little wet, and I dried them off with a paper towel on top. It calls for 1.5 teaspoons of olive oil to put on, but I don't want to count the points, so I'm just going to use this extra virgin olive oil spray. And then you put on salt and pepper, and there's half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning in here, which I'm gonna sprinkle over them, and I'm gonna sprinkle on some grated Parmesan cheese. Now it calls for a tablespoon, but I don't want to use many points, so I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of it on top. I'm not even taking points for it. It won't be enough. So there's the fish ready to go into the oven. It's the rest of the dish isn't ready for the fish yet, but the fish is ready to go. The Parmesan cheese that I've used was Clover Valley, I think it's called. We got it when we were down in the States, and it's only 20 calories a teaspoon. So you can have 3 teaspoons for 1 point. There wouldn't even be a full teaspoon on each piece of fish, so I won't be taking any points for that. Okay, so this was in the oven for 30 minutes. It's starting to smell really good, and now I'm putting the fish on top. Okay, so the fish is in, it's ready to go. I'm covering it back up with the tin foil. And here's a helpful hint. Do not put frozen fish on top of paper towel because it sticks. I didn't know that. Anyway, yeah. I am going to put the dish back in the oven. It's still on 375 for about 25 minutes. So here it is, all finished. So it was in the oven a lot longer than the 30 plus 25 minutes. The rice was hard as a rock, and it was took a long time for it to soften. So it was probably in there for like 2 hours, maybe. I don't know. So I'm about to serve it up, and the rice along the edges is still kind of hard. It's all the stuff in the middle that's done. So anyway, I'm going to serve this up for us, and yeah, it's, from what I've tasted, trying to test the rice, it tastes really good. Morning, guys. So it's the next day. Obviously I'm saying good morning. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching my video. That's what I ate yesterday, and it was great to be able to try some new things, so that you could see some new recipes and some new ideas that we had. The fish was amazing, by the way, except the rice took way longer to cook and the fish was so dry. So I would cook the rice longer and then put the fish in with the last 25 minutes, but the fish was in there for a very long time, so it was pretty dry. So anyway, I have to rest, my arm is getting tired. Yeah, I'm just on my way to work. I'm waiting for the car to warm up, but it's almost ready. So I just wanted to say thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, hit like and subscribe to my channel. That would be fantastic. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.